All right, hi class. Very good evening, everyone. Welcome all of you to Om Institute and welcome to this session on General Aptitude. Very good evening, Hari Krishna. Good evening, Balakrishna. Right. All right, hi class. Very good evening, everyone. Okay. All right, guys. Yes, so kindly update all your friends quickly that the session is now live and they can join up. And in this session, we are going to talk about general aptitude preparation techniques and can you actually target full on full? Yes, we know that full in general aptitude is 15 on 15. So can you target, okay, the complete 15 on 15, okay, in this particular examination? Yes or no? And if yes, how? Okay, how you can actually target and make yourself very much in a comfortable position to score maximum. Okay, so see, the idea is maximum. Okay, I mean at least if not 15. Okay, sometimes one or two mistakes may happen, but you know this is a subject where you can actually maximize your marks. Okay, 15 is a practical target that is achievable here, but worst case say if not 15, at least 12 13 also if you grab it from this subject, na, okay, the story will change in the GATE examination. Rest, of course, you have to, be strong and confident about the technical subjects, about engineering, mathematics, and etc. Right, guys? Good evening, Ane Reddy. All right, so let's get started and let's talk about, how we can actually make up a plan here. Right. Now, firstly, talking here, okay, firstly, what makes this subject important? Okay, why are we discussing this subject in separate and why is it important? Okay, number one, very obvious reason is the weightage. The number one very obvious reason is the weightage associated with it. As we know that it is a weightage of 15 marks. And to be honest, the weightage of 15 marks, in most of the years, any of the technical subject also will not have this much of the weightage. Sometimes, maybe one subject like EC communication, sometimes, weightage may go high. That is exceptionally, but usually none of the technical subjects. Similarly, in W also, sometimes a subject like power systems, they may keep it at very high weightage, but that is really unlikely. But in most of the years, you will find that, okay, aptitude having the highest weightage, 15, that has fixed weightage. Technical, the weightage is not fixed, of course, but I'm telling you as per the patterns that none of the subject will be having this much of the high weightage. Okay, second important point. Good evening, Sagar Tech. Okay, not only the weightage, okay, weightage can be anything what is there, okay, but the second important point is it's easier to score. The efforts that you need to actually put up here is nothing as compared to the effort that you need to put if learning a complete technical subject. I truly say, I don't say the efforts are less, I say that efforts are nothing. The efforts here, what you need is nothing as compared to what is the effort required to learn a complete technical subject, right? So very fundamental and very scoring thing for you. Okay, and the third very important reason is, okay, it's a filler subject. Okay, you can study it anywhere, any time of the year. It's not that, this is a prerequisite to something. Okay, of course, engineering mathematics is still one subject which I advise to the students to study before. Because, many areas of maths like matrices concepts or maxima minima concept, integration techniques, probability, differential equation solution, all this is useful in technical subjects. Of course, maths alone itself is important, 13 marks. Okay, maths alone is important, 13 marks. We all know this, complete weightage also. Okay, so maths independently is also important. Okay, but maths is pretty much useful. If you are strong in maths, it is going to really help you in the technical. It is going to really help you in technical, for sure. Okay, that is why maths is suggestible to start in the beginning. But, okay, this is, I told you, filler. Okay, this is what I told you, a filler subject. Correct, na? Okay, right. This is a filler subject. Okay, so what do I mean by a filler subject here? Okay, that you can study beginning, you can study at the end subject anytime you want. Okay, or let's say you are, studying lots of technical subjects. Suddenly you are exhausted. You can take out a break and study this subject. Okay, easy. You can, and even it's not necessary to dedicate a complete week or 10 days. You can, if you want, you can study the subject daily 30 minutes also. Daily 30 minutes, 1 hour. Okay, maybe you are studying some heavy technical subject throughout the day. Okay, you want to study more, but you are exhausted. You want to study more, you are exhausted, you can take up this subject. It's like, solving some basic math question. What is there? Okay, and some reasoning question, which is just like brain puzzles, nothing more. Okay, so this can be taken as a filler subject as well. This can be easily taken as a filler subject. So very, very important to note this point. Okay, very, very important to note this point. Okay, you can take it as a filler subject and study it anywhere. Maybe you can study it, daily 30 minutes to 1 hour also. That is also okay. Okay, but important point is in this 72, as I told you, there will be not only one technical subject, there are 8 to 10 subjects. And the effort in any technical subject is much, much more than what is required here. So for that reason, I call this as an important subject. Okay, general aptitude. Okay, so, high weightage, very, very easier to score relatively. Okay, and filler subject. I don't see, some of you may not be that good in the math. Okay, in the school math since beginning, no problem. But what I'm trying to tell you, see, the important point about this subject is if you are good in maths, if you think that you are already a good person in math, then you actually don't need to study this separately also. You can directly solve gate PYQs just to have the confidence how the questions are coming. But if you still feel that, okay, you are not that, you are okay, but you are not that good in the basic maths, you can study this subject separately also. But still, when you study this subject separately, it is going to be easier as compared to technical. That's what, relatively, even if you are not good in this subject, relatively you can achieve, okay, at an easier rate as compared to the technical subjects. Okay, so for these three obvious reasons, I call it as an important subject, right? I call it as what? I call it as an important subject. Okay, now, okay, is it possible? We are talking about 15 out of 15. Is it possible? Okay, let's talk about the possibilities and how to make this score maximum and how to make this 15 on 15 as possible. Only one tip. If you want to make it possible, avoid the end moment hassles. Okay, I again repeat. Yes, PYQ is important. I'll come to that also. Never stop learning. Only one thing I advise, again I tell you, if you are good in basic math, if you think your maths in school time was good, you are a good student in maths, you don't need to probably study anything else. You just need to take up PYQs. I think that is enough for you. Just to have that confidence. PYQs also I'm telling, just to have that confidence of what type of questions are coming in the gate examination. See, honestly, I'll tell you, I was always good at math. I mean, just telling you, it's not that I'm some super great mathematician, but okay, as compared to, other students, I was good in maths in school time. I used to love maths. Okay. General aptitude was introduced in 2010. That was the year when I have written the gate examination. So we had no idea how the aptitude level will be, whether it will be CAT level or some banking level, we don't know, because that was the first time aptitude is going to come and it is 15 marks. So of course, when we don't know anything, I did not actually study. What to study? I don't know. Na? What is the level, what level up to study? Just left it. But I scored maximum. Okay, I solved almost all the questions. So that's what I'm telling. If you feel that you had confidence in maths in school time, this 15 marks is like a good bonus for you. Only go through PYQ. See, for me, there was no PYQs also. Just go through PYQs to have that, still confidence what level and range of question is coming. That's it. And after looking into PYQs, if you find one or two areas troubling you, you can study that separately. That's it. Okay. But do it, don't delay it just like last 10 days or 20 days you're studying. Okay. Complete. This I told you is a filler subject. Okay. You can study it anywhere, any time of the year, but do it at least before December. Okay. Last 1 month, you should not study anything new, including aptitude. Last 1 month, I want you to only revise and take the mock test. Okay, so filler does not mean specially take it to the last level, right? Okay, don't take it to the last level. Okay, right? Okay, so now to talk more about strategy, it's important to understand the syllabus. Okay, it's also important to understand the syllabus. Okay, let's first talk about the official syllabus and then I will elaborate on the topics. Okay, so the official syllabus of this subject is divided into 4 broad parts. Okay, what are the 4 broad parts? Okay, verbal ability. Okay, which is like, containing basic questions, or what type of questions you expect from verbal. This is the official syllabus that you can find in the brochure as well. Okay, that you find in the brochure as well. Okay, so, basic English, okay, vocabulary, grammar correction based question or a comprehension question. Okay, 3 questions. See, these days if you talk about verbal, they are usually putting 1 or 2 questions from verbal. Just they have reduced the weightage of verbal and just 1 or 2 questions, and I think that is good for many students, at least those who are not that comfortable in the English. Okay, so what are the questions that they usually put up? Okay, 1 or 2 questions. Usually one is basic grammar correction. Okay, so they gave a statement and asked you to correct the grammar. What can be the corrected statement, or what word you should fill into so have the correct grammatically correct statement. Okay, next is vocabulary. Okay, and next is comprehension. Usually, usually the question that is coming a 1 plus 2 mark question, 1 mark question and 2 mark question, usually these days. Okay, where this 2 mark question is usually of comprehension nature. Okay, this 2 mark question is usually comprehension nature. This 1 mark is either vocab or basic grammar. Basic grammar. Correct. This is what, usually the questions that is coming up. The next area as per the official syllabus is quantitative aptitude. Okay, quantitative aptitude. Okay, where they first mentioned DI. I will give you the list of elaborate topics also if you want to study what you should study. Okay, so data interpretation, again an important topic where it can be data around bar graph, pie charts or any other thing. Okay, 2 or 3 dimensional plots. Okay, maps like contour maps. Okay, tables. So the data can be in any type of form, in the type of graphs, in the type of maps, in the type of tables, anything. Okay, then numerical, the topics around numerical computation and estimation. Okay, now when you talk about numerical computations, the common topics that come up is percentages, ratios, etc., 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 exponents, logarithm, permutation, combination. This one is important. Permutation, combination, mensuration and geometry, important. Okay, permutation, combination, series, like the questions around arithmetic and geometric progressions, harmonic progressions or miscellaneous series. Okay, elementary statistics and probability. Some areas which are very important in quant I have highlighted. One is DI. Okay, where you should practice more if you are practicing DI, permutation, combination, geometry and mensuration, and probability. Okay, I'll elaborate the topics a little bit more. This is the official syllabus I'm first showing you. Okay, then next, analytical aptitude. Basically, you can call it as numerical reasoning, logical reasoning. Okay, the questions of logic, deduction and induction, analogy, now numerical relations and reasoning. Now, this statement itself may not be sufficient for you that what to study here. I will talk about the detailed list of analytical aptitude topics as well. Okay, and the fourth area is spatial aptitude, which has been recently introduced from 2021 onwards. Just a second here. Yeah. Okay. So, the spatial aptitude will talk about questions around images. Okay. It could be rotation of images. It could be mirror image of a given image, mirror image, water image, transformation, assembly of the shape, grouping of the shape, paper folding, paper cutting, or any sort of visualization. Okay, a particular the front view of an object. Okay, 3D viewing of the objects. So this is what usually is contained. Okay, in the spatial aptitude, anything around images, visualization, imagination, rotation, translation. Okay, breaking of the images, assembly of the images, and etc. Okay. But now let's talk about the detailed topics with their importance. Okay, so when you talk about quant, see, this I have mentioned here. So this is the detailed list of the quant topics. Okay. Okay, if you want to study quant, what are the topics that can be covered? So they see the topics in aptitude are endless, but what you can target, that's what I have mentioned here. Okay, number system and tricks. Okay, so the questions around the basic number system calculation, the number system tricks, I mean calculating the units digit of a number, or calculating when a very big number divided by small number, what is the remainder, all that which cannot be handled by calculator. They'll give a very large number. Okay, they'll give a very large number. Suppose if I give you 209683 raised to the power 5056. When I solve this, what is going to be the units digit? Okay, we cannot solve by calculator. So we need to know the patterns and methods of solving this question. Okay, percentage, profit and loss. See, percentage, everybody knows, but percentage is one area which is going to be repeatedly used in many calculations. So I mark it as important. Profit, loss, compound interest, simple interest, ratio, problems on ages, averages and allegation. Allegation means questions around mixtures, time and work, pipes and systems related to time and work only, speed, time and distance. Okay, which will include problems on trains also, boats also, progressions. I'll mark it as more important. Graphs and functions is actually very important, especially current years. They are focusing very easy, but some are very easy, some are good questions, but questions on functions and graphical analysis is important. Theory of equations, exponents and log, mensuration and geometry, very, very important. Almost every year, any branch, whatever your branch is, every year they are giving the question from here. Okay, they are giving the question from here. Correct. That is the mensuration and geometry. Permutation combination also important. Okay, DI is very important. Okay, so two things very important I highlighted is DI, mensuration and geometry. Okay, right. And along with, permutation and combination, one more topic I will mention, probability. Now, probability is one topic which is asked in mathematics also, and which can be asked in the aptitude section also. Again, important. Okay, PNC and probability both important. DI and mensuration geometry very, very important. Functions and graphs important. Progressions important. Number system and trick and percentages. These are, as per the observation of the previous year, these are more important. Okay. Okay, I have given you the list what all can be covered in COT. So if you have that bandwidth, you can cover up these topics. Okay, otherwise at least the important ones you can cover up. Okay, now coming to the analytical aptitude part. Okay, which usually I will simply name it as reasoning. Okay, the questions of series, next term of a series, or 4 numbers given, which of them is odd one out, 3 numbers will be following a pattern. Coding and decoding, this is slightly important. Okay, clocks, calendar, blood relation, direction sense can be important here. Arrangements, ordering and ranking, this is one important area. Okay, and there can be sometimes questions on miscellaneous puzzles. I mean, even they are asking sometimes questions like Sudoku, which you solve in newspapers or magazines or multiple times. So what is there to study? It's a random puzzle question. Nah? That is not a topic to study separately. Data sufficiency, Venn diagram, logical deduction, syllogism. Syllogism is also a part of logical deduction only, but this is more important, so I have placed it separately. Okay, syllogism and arrangement, ordering and ranking. These are 2 more important topics I will say from reasoning. Okay, then coding, decoding, direction sense, logical deduction, all these are important. Okay. So this is what the detailed topics that you can study under the reasoning and analytical aptitude. And coming to spatial aptitude, as I told you, again I put series. Series of what? Series of figures. 3 or 4 figures. You have to find a pattern in the figure. What can be the next figure? What can be the next figure? Or 4 figures are given. Which one is the odd one? 3 will be following a pattern, 1 will not follow. Rotation of images, translation of images, embedded figures, assembly of figures, incomplete patterns. Okay, mirror image, water image, paper cutting, paper folding, pattern in 2D, 3D and cubes and dice. Out of this, I'll tell you the rotation of image concept, then mirror image, very simple but still important, patterns in 2D and 3D. Okay, where in fact patterns in 2D, 3D can also use some concepts from mensuration and geometry. Okay, mensuration and geometry. Okay, like a plain piece of paper. Okay, when you roll it, it will convert to a cylinder. Na? So that is what is also anything which relates to the figures, visualization of images. Okay, it comes under spatial aptitude. Okay, so a rectangular sheet of paper. Okay, I don't think I have it right now, but okay. If suppose this was a sheet of paper, if you fold it, okay, if you fold it to join these 2 edges, it will become a cylinder. Okay, so they can compare the some dimensions of the rectangle to that of the cylinder, etc. Okay, so such questions will use some basic idea about geometry and mensuration as well. Okay, 2 or 3 more important topics here about rotation of images, mirror images and patterns in 2D and 3D. And yeah, forgot to mention cubes and dice also important. The cubes and dice also important. Okay. This is what forms a list of the important topics. Now, I mean, I have shown you the complete topics out of all the 4 categories, out of all the quant, reasoning and spatial aptitude. But probably here itself I have marked the important things. Okay, now if you really need to master this subject, okay, only 2 points I will tell you. Only 2 points I will tell you. Number 1, if you are a student of some classroom, okay, like OM offline or OM online, any of them, then aptitude anyways is a part of your curriculum. Then you can study parallelly with the class. First thing is you can study parallelly with the class. Okay, that's it. Wherever it is happening, I told you it can happen any time of the year. Doesn't matter. Independent filler subject, anytime. Okay, anytime. So, you can study parallelly with the class. Okay, number 1 thing. If you are studying it on self, if you are by chance studying this aptitude subject on self, then I'll suggest you to take it on a daily basis. See, then no need to spend a week around it, not even a week or 10 days. Okay, what you can do is I have given you the list of topics. Okay, again I repeat, if you feel that you are good in basic math, okay, You must be knowing now how your math was in school. Basic math means school maths, not engineering maths. If you are good in that, okay, then the first step, neither class, not self preparation, nothing. You can directly go to the question practice. I'll tell you the source of question practice. So if you are good, if having that confidence, you are basically decent in the maths, you can directly go to the question practice. But if you feel that you need to study, so what are the topics I have given you? You can, if you are doing on a self basis also, you can take up any book like R.S. Agarwal, name also I have mentioned to you, and start studying the topic. Take it on a daily basis, 30 minutes to 1 hour. Decide yourself. You can fix up a time like 40 minutes or 1 hour, anything. Don't go beyond 1 hour, because daily you may be attending some class or studying some subject which may be mostly a technical subject. Studying it throughout the day, you may be exhausted also. Sometimes we have the bandwidth to study more, but we are exhausted because we were studying something very important. A lot of concentration was spent there. Okay, so the brain is exhausted, but you want to study more. Okay, so that 30 minutes to 1 hour daily. Okay, if you take up this, okay, very soon, in the next 2 to 3 months, you can cover up all the topics. What is there? No need to give a dedicated 1 week preparation time or 10 days preparation time to this subject. By this way, there are two benefits. By this way, you don't spend a week or 10 days here. That crucial 1 week or 10 days time is saved. And second important thing is, entire day you have studied, you are tired, you want to study more. You cannot study more technical because you are tired. Okay, you want to study a light subject, you can take this as a practice subject. Because what is there? Everybody knows what is percentage or what is ratio. You only need to practice questions to come into the command. That's what. So you can take it as a daily self-preparation subject also. Okay, daily self-preparation subject also. Now coming to the question practice. Okay, to get the command on this, if you want to talk about the practice area. Okay, what can be the practice area? Okay, PYQs of all branches. Okay, the suggested PYQs is 2010 only this was introduced. 2010 to 2025. Okay, this makes it 16 years. Okay, or if you think that you don't need to practice this much, you are good in aptitude, you just need some basic idea and basic practice. Okay, then you can take up, some 7 to 8 years. But at least this much you take. At least 7 years of, because why 7 to 8 years is also sufficient? Because you are doing PYQs of all branches. When all branches I say, I mean, because aptitude syllabus is only one syllabus. Okay, so nothing like branch specific here. So you can take EC, EE, computer science, instrumentation, mechanical, civil, all 5-6 branches at least. You can take up the PYQs. Okay, right. Then if you are uncomfortable in some topic, like sometimes students feel in permutation and combination, they are not that confident. They need more practice. Okay, or in geometry and mensuration. Okay, because these are important topics, and maybe if you're not confident, you need more practice. So you can take out handouts or standard book. Like I mentioned, take out R.S. Agarwal if you are talking about book, or if you have the handouts of the coaching, you can take that. Okay, but this is suggested only for your weak areas. Okay, no need to solve any book of aptitude completely, only for your weak areas. You can only identify your weak areas, whether it is permutation, whether it is probability, whether it is data interpretation, whether it is geometry or mensuration, where you are struggling. Okay, to gain the confidence, take up the standard book or handout question only for weak areas. I don't advise you to solve the complete standard book, for all the subjects. PYQs as a practice will be enough. Okay, and then just 1 or 2 full tests. Full test means aptitude test. No need to take topic wise test, like you should not go into any topic wise test of data interpretation, topic test of geometry. No. Okay, 1 or 2. Okay, aptitude test. Full aptitude test, enough. Okay, full syllabus. 1 or 2 full syllabus aptitude test. I think that is enough. Okay, test why I'm telling, so that even you analyze that when it is a timer based, time bound exam, how much, what is the speed and how many questions you are able to solve in the limited time. Okay, that is what, enough. Okay, with dedication. See, what is there? I'm telling you to do only few things. Okay, but if you actually do this much, it is enough. It's actually enough to get 15, and it's a very practical thing to get 15 in this. Yeah, only thing is, if you're not that great in English, I told you 1 or 2 questions they are putting in English these days. Suppose 3 marks come in English. I told you 1 plus 2. Okay. So if you are not that good in English, or if you are actually weak in English in school time, I don't suggest you to study. Then you compromise that 2-3 questions, 2-3 marks, because aptitude you can still practice and gain the confidence, but English, just 1 or 2 questions. Okay, you have to study a lot. If you are very weak, you have to put a lot of effort. That lot of effort just for 1 or 2 questions is not required. You can neglect it, forget, and that much effort you can put in any other technical subject. Okay, but again, English, if you are good, like since school time you have a decent English, you have the habit of reading English newspapers or some novels. Okay, so then you can easily answer GATE English questions. Very basic. It's not very typical questions they ask. Okay, basic comprehension, grammar. Only vocabulary is dicey. Vocabulary means crores of words are there. Okay, so whether that particular word you know or not, it is a game of luck also what word they are asking. So vocabulary nobody can guarantee, but at least if the question is from grammar and comprehension, and if you have a decent English also, not like superb, if you have basic decent English also. Okay, the question of grammar and comprehension you can answer. No need to study anything. Go for only PYQs. Verbal ability is not something where you have to spend a lot of time. Or if you are spending some classes you are attending, it's enough. No need to put on any extra efforts for verbal ability. If you have any class in the running course, you attend that class, enough. Okay, right. Any of the queries you have, I'll take up now. But yeah, also important updates for you that yes, if you are willing to prepare for GATE in a highly competitive exam, competitive atmosphere among hundreds of students dedicatedly preparing for GATE 26 and directly face to face in front of the best ECEE faculty team, that is with the OM Institute, you can enroll for our offline regular batches. Okay, for EE, the recent batch started 31st July. Very soon we'll update you the new batch, and for EC, the recent batch, the new batch is going to start on 10th of August. Okay, the fee 65,999, but currently priced at 54,999. So you can take that benefit. Also some special discounts. Okay, as mentioned, you are able to see here. Okay, for any queries regarding to this course, you can contact 95156-94053 and get any of your doubts rectified. Okay. In case you cannot travel to Hyderabad, come to, because the offline classes are offered at our Hyderabad center. But if you in case you get any cost, you cannot manage to come to offline at Hyderabad, still want the same content by the same faculty team, you can also enroll to our online live course, the OM online live course, available for GATE 26 and GATE 27 both, with 1 year and 2 years respectively validity. Okay, the fee currently is 99.99 and 28,999. Okay, and in case if you are willing to prepare for the AE examinations, okay, like the AP Transco Discoms or Telangana Transco Discoms, the new batch, okay, just started 4th of August. Okay, so you can quickly enroll yourself into the AE batches as well. Okay, this is again AE offline batch. The AE offline batch available at our Hyderabad center. Okay, so that's it for the session from my side. But yeah, if you have any queries, no, never stop learning. See, if you are good in maths, don't study separately for shortcuts. No, see how many questions you're getting. It's not I realize the number of questions. See, let's assume 2 questions are there from verbal. Total 10 questions in aptitude. Okay, 2 questions are there from verbal. Okay, 8 questions are left. Out of 8, 2 or 3 will be basic puzzle and common sense question. Okay, some 4 or 5 questions are there which will actually require some calculation. Okay, and that too, the topics of quant are endless. Every topic may have shortcuts. See, if it is a paper like CAT or banking where aptitude has a huge weightage, then I will suggest you to study shortcuts. Okay, questions are of that nature where you don't exclusively need shortcuts. Yeah, only thing is that shortcuts and tricks of number system, as I told you, is important. But rest for any of the other topics, its GATE is not a pure aptitude. It's not a pure general aptitude exam. Okay, and only some 4 or 5 questions out of 10 are there which will require some computation. Rest are some brain puzzles questions, some verbal questions. Okay, so if you are good in maths, don't study separately only for shortcut. Directly focus on practice through PYQs. Okay, no need to study only for shortcuts. Never stop learning. Okay. Yes, guys. Tell me if you have any other queries. Okay. Yeah, I think almost all doubts are answered. Okay, so that's it for this session from my end. Thank you for joining it. Hope you have gained some insights regarding to general aptitude and the topics, the important areas, and what to practice and how much time to dedicate. Okay, and truly you can score the maximum in this subject. Eventually 15 also possible. Okay, so thank you for joining this session, and if you have gained actually some insights from this session, do not forget to like the session, hit the like button, and if you want to attend all the sessions on the YouTube, on our own YouTube channel without a miss, do not forget to subscribe to our channel so that you are notified about all the sessions. Yes, Kishore Kumar. Okay, if you have recently also started, it is possible to get good rank. Definitely. See, I'll tell you simple example. I've told earlier in other sessions also. I personally started my GATE preparation somewhere from July end. I mean, around after 20th July. Exact date I also don't remember, but after 20 July, some 22nd, 23rd July, like that I started. Okay. And I got not only good rank, a single digit 9th rank in my first attempt. So it's just August 4th or 5th today. Na? How much of difference it is? Easily you can target good rank. I think this answer is sufficient. Only thing is you should be dedicated. Even if you start and prepare for GATE for 2 years, but you don't have that consistency and dedication, you will never achieve anything. But this also from August also, you see August, September, October, November, December, January, full 6 months you have enough if you have that true dedication and consistency. Every day should matter for you. Okay. If you value each and every day from now on, GATE exam is going to be yours. You're going to get a probably very good rank. Okay. Chalo guys, that's it. Thank you.